Bees are extremely important to the agricultural community because without these, farmers and beekeepers wouldn't be able to grow food such as almonds or plums. Here at the Dolby Theater, preparations are underway, and workers will spend nearly 900 hours installing this red carpet behind me before Sunday's event. And all that hard work pays off. LA's annual economic boost from this event is estimated to top $130 million.
Here in San Luis Obispo, butterflies fly around and enjoy basking in the sun as their time at the Grove comes to an end. Back in early fall of last year, the monarch butterflies migrated here from the west side of the Rocky Mountains to escape the cold. Next, they'll head back up north as far as Canada. While this is a yearly migration, the population sizes have been very different every year.
We used to have monarchs in the over 1 million for this western population. Here at the Grove, it was maybe a quarter of that just for our site. But over the years, it's just been a pretty steady decline.
But recently, things took a turn for the better. This year, 22,000 monarchs were counted at the Pismo Beach Butterfly Grove, compared to a mere 200 last year. Historically, butterflies are known to have fluctuating populations. According to the Western monarch count, in 2001, there were over 20,000 Western monarchs reported. Then the population significantly dropped in 2002, and in the following year, it went back up to over 20,000 again. Still, SLAC says that the overall pattern that they've been seeing is alarming. Pesticides are one of the many threats that monarchs face, as they decimate milkweed, their primary food source and the only plant that monarchs lay their eggs on. But there's another thing that's endangering monarchs.
The biggest threat monarchs have is habitat loss. There's a lot of groves up and down the coast, but historically there were a lot more.
Gail Morris, coordinator of the Southwest Monarch Study in Arizona, says that humans are a huge reason why this is happening.
We are encroaching on their habitat, and as a result of that, we need to be able to help all of wildlife through this troubled time.
Humans may be a big threat to monarchs, but Morris says that we can also be their biggest helpers.
If we have a small backyard, plant a couple milkweeds, plant flowers that we know monarchs like to visit. And like I mentioned before, look in the neighboring trees. Are there some trees here for shade? Do we have it? All within our neighborhoods.
People can also volunteer with organizations like the Southwest Monarch Study to help plant milkweeds across the country. In the last 2 years, the organization planted nearly 7,000 milkweed plants in Arizona with the help of volunteers. And that's helping the population.
The interesting thing is there were other monarchs around the area. People found them in their backyards in Northern California. We saw a lot of them here in Arizona.
So much is at stake, and the future of monarch butterflies is unknown. For now, they will continue fighting for their existence, one day at a time. In San Luis Obispo, Karen Marroquin, Cronkite News. From the red carpet to the statuettes and the glitz and glam, every year millions of dollars are spent to stage and air the Oscars. According to Wallet Hub, this year the ceremony will cost $42.9 million. Vincent Brook, retired media studies lecturer at the University of California, Los Angeles, tells us why.
The Academy Awards has prestige. It's a major part of Hollywood history. It began in 1929. And at its height, at its peak, it was bigger than the Super Bowl by a big margin.
Nearly $25,000 are spent just on the 50,000 square feet of red carpet the stars walk across, and $400 are spent on each 24-karat gold-plated statuette. But that's not the end of it. Get this. An Oscars goodie bag given to nominees is valued at more than $200,000. And the cost of an A-list actress's ensemble can go up to $10 million.
Here at the Dolby Theater, preparations are underway, and workers will spend nearly 900 hours installing this red carpet behind me before Sunday's event. And all that hard work pays off. LA's annual economic boost from this event is estimated to top $130 million. Macy Todd, assistant professor in the English department and director of film studies at SUNY Buffalo State, says this number could potentially increase.
I think the more that the movie industry is able to keep pace with the rest of media and the kind of inclusive, diverse perspectives that we're seeing, especially through streaming, the better that they're going to perform financially.
So whether you're recording the show or watching it in real time, just know you're witnessing one of the most expensive and glamorous events of the year. In Los Angeles, Karen Marroquin, Cronkite News. The sounds of the ocean fill the room with tranquility and joy as people lay around absorbing the ambience. By combining ocean sounds and art, Joshua Sam Miller, musician and co-creator of Sounds of the Ocean, says he's bringing awareness to ocean conservation.
The ocean is the lung of our planet, and it's the way that we are going to bring balance to the negative impact that, unfortunately, a lot of our industry and commerce has had from our work here on land.
Each year, billions of pounds of trash and debris enter the ocean through human activities and human errors. Just last year, around 126,000 gallons of oil spilled into the ocean after a pipeline ruptured off the California coast. Miller hopes that his work will inspire people to be more mindful of the ocean and find more inner peace in the present.
One of the things we know is that the more present we can be with our thoughts and our feelings, the more relaxed we can be. And oftentimes then that makes us feel a lot better.
Nowadays, caring for mental health matters more than ever. According to the American Psychology Association, in 2021, nearly 1/3 of adults said they were so stressed about the pandemic that they struggled making basic decisions, like what to wear or what to eat. Aaron Krasno is the Associate Vice President and Director of Arizona State University's Health and Counseling Services. He says that while these types of events are great to relax the mind, he also wants to remind everyone that,
like all the people who benefited from an activity, they may have benefited in that moment, but if they don't put that into practice, they won't have a major change in their life. It'll just have felt good once.
instead, Krasno suggests relaxing the mind a couple of times a week to reap the long-lasting benefits.
The research is clear, though. People who participate in these mindful activities, because that's really what it is, it's a mindfulness practice, have better outcomes for their mental health, for their physical health, for their relationships.
Reporting from Los Angeles, Karen Marroquin, Cronkite News.